Was this... Yes, this was after my trip, so at least there's that. Alright.
Sure.
I'm going to try to replay all of it. Not exactly the same way, but I'm not gonna... Oh, ooh, I tried to disengage. Oh. Ah, dang it, look at that. I did it even worse. Maybe sneaking in was a good idea. Dang. Okay. And maybe this isn't supposed to be done with two magey people as well. I bet you there's no time on this, so let's go ahead and get out. We're going to do something different. I clearly don't have a full party yet, and it just makes me feel like the game's not done with me yet, but I'm just not sure what else I need to be doing in this town. Alright,
Sure.
so let's go up here. Let's go to this gal's house. What? Villager? Crops are blighted, the legacy is upon us, this place is cursed. Should learn to swallow better. Okay. This man and woman appear to be in a deep conversation, working at closing two bulging satchels. They move to embrace until the woman notices your approach and pauses, her smile faltering a little bit. Hopefully, she's faltering to tell us, "What the hell are you doing in my house?"
Good day to you.
She looks to her companion. "Do you know this man, Nanton?" "Don't believe so. Was there something you wanted?" You seem to be in a hurry." "We're packing for a trip, actually. I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay and... Well, in truth, I think I've had my fill of this town. It's time for some new scenery. Is there anything you can tell me about Gilded Vale?" "Only that you'll want to be moving on as soon as you can. You'll have seen the tree, I imagine, but the rot goes deeper. If you were looking for work, I'd say you have a better chance of it elsewhere. We're headed for Defiance Bay ourselves. Goodbye." Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to come back later and see if there's stuff in the house and loot it. Or I can loot this part right now. Ales and beers. Beer gives you +1 damage reduction for 5 minutes. Ale gives you +2 damage reduction for 150 seconds. That's awesome. All right, let's check out another part of the map then. Let's go up to the windmill. What's going on here? We know there's more grain in there, Trumbull. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. The first of you drunkards comes through that door gets shot between the eyes. Gods hear me swear no, I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads. We'll be back, Trumbull. We'll have fair prices, or by flame we'll have a reckoning. New task, against the grain. Investigate the feud. Is it with a family? Is there a family feud? Wait, wait. Alchemy calls to me. Woohoo! Trumbell is an elven man, relatively stocky. His face is pale and drawn, his eyes are wide, and behind him a younger man and woman. He raises a club as I enter. It shakes violently in his grip. Get back if you value your life. I do not have a Resolve 14 stat. Hold it, I'm not here to hurt anyone. Who are you? Is Swenyor roping foreigners into his little crusade now? My name is Shonite. I've only just arrived in Gilded Vale. You picked a bad time to come visiting. Gilded Vale's had all its shine scraped off. Just a big dung heap now. And Swamer thinks Swainer thinks he's a king of it. They're all of them mad. What was all that ruckus outside? Where to begin? Swainer's ripped them up into a froth, going on about the grain stores, claims I've hidden away most of it, and I get 46 experience. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air, and I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops they bring in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound on the west side of town for ale, and Sweener and his lot sure don't mind that part. You take a look at the fields on your way into town. The crop's blighted, and most of what I'm getting from the farmers, it's gone off, rotted though. Oh, he gestures to the sacks and containers. I can't pay top prices for blighted wheat, and I've barely got enough good grain to go around. Sweener's howling about things he has no right to. Maybe I ought to have a talk with Sweener then. Or it seems like there's a pretty clean story for a messy situation. Yeah. It's not. Look, Sweener's always been a rotten bastard. With stores so limited, maybe I save the good stuff for people who deserve it. Afra, for instance. She's expecting a child. Should I let her starve instead? Do the villagers know about the grain supply? Some. The innkeeper, for instance. It's better not to worry anyone. I'll be trading for supplies soon enough. If we can just keep things calm until then, we'll be in the clear. The innkeeper? I wouldn't drink the ale, is all I'm saying. I'm going to have other questions. Yes. Thought you could use some help. No, that's not. I was hoping to ask something about, again, solving my condition or finding something about it. Who's Sweener? The dwarf, the one standing out there spreading lies among the villagers. Bash has been here for decades, and he hasn't gotten any kinder with time. I thought you could use some help. The people out there seem pretty angry. Really? Could I use a friendly face? I take it you heard some part of what the crowd's asking for. Grain, as if I've got it all tucked away somewhere. He's been egging on that lot for days now. They've been keeping clear so far, but if things keep up like they are, I don't know how much longer we've got before things get messy. Please, if you're not here on his behalf, maybe you can speak to him. He won't listen to me anymore. Just explain that we're all getting smaller rations now. We're all making sacrifices. I'll see what I can do. He all but sags with relief. I really wanted to say he all but bags with relief because he's got all those bags, but whatever. I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore, and maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time, and yet we have to make some sacrifices. A rancid stench rises from this grain. It's mushy and mottled with green. Oh, that is gross. Super gross. Alright. I like that when you click the exit, it really doesn't wait for all your party to get there like old Baldur's Gate did. Anything here for me? Nopes. So, there's Ingrid's house and the road east, and the blacksmith and the road south, and the temple, and Eder, and the black house, and Offra. So that's the pregnant lady. So we're going to head over here first. We're going to double time it. Oops, not pause. Double time it. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Oops, side trip. These are villagers, right? Yep. Alright, we're going to look around here real fast, though. Ah, I paused it again. Zlox the Usurper, and Clink. Alright, let's see what kind of visions we get here. You see a small group of people gathered around the ruins of a house. The destruction continues out from the single dwelling through the entire village. Of the destruction. Not a single building still stands. Rubble is scattered everywhere. One of the men in the group leans over something in the debris. It is this man, younger, barely more than a boy. The man reaches out and shakes the boy by the shoulder. The boy makes no sound and doesn't respond to the man's disturbance. The man looks up at the other members of the group and shrugs, standing to rejoin his friends. The boy suddenly sits up, eyes wide. He scrambles backward, away from the group, looking around in horror. The group moves towards him in unison, eliciting a yelp from the boy, who tries to move further away. A woman in the group puts out her hands, stopping the rest. She turns to them reproachfully, motions for them to stay, then looks at the boy on the ground, who is trying to push himself through what remains of a wall. He seems unaware he even has stopped. The woman slowly moves towards the boy, hands out, speaking in a low, calming tone. For a time, the boy doesn't even hear. He just closes his eyes and braces himself against the wall, expecting violence. Eventually, the woman's words work through the fear, and he hears her. He opens his tear-filled eyes and stares at her. She holds out a hand to him. He looks at it, seemingly confused by the offer, then hesitantly reaches out. She takes his hand in hers and leans down to help him stand. And that was Clink. Zlox the Usurper? You see a lone man standing in a field. He looks around, surveying the crops. Occasionally, he bends to examine a leaf close up. He is intent on what he is doing, completely absorbed in his work. This man approaches him from behind. He moves slowly, but does nothing to mask his approach. In his hand he holds a large sword. There appears to be no malice or hatred in the man's demeanor. He almost seems pleased. The first man hears his approach and stands, turning away from the plant he was inspecting. His face breaks into a smile, and he opens his arms to welcome the approaching man. The smile freezes into a grimace as the second man thrusts the sword through his stomach, its blade now protruding from his back. His arms slowly fall to his side, and blood starts to drip from the sword onto the plants below the man. As the first crumples to his knees, the second pulls the sword out, a tear slowly falling down the cheek of his still smiling face. Got some backstabbing there going on there. Some betrayal of friendship, from the sound of it. Or maybe blood even. Villager? Villager. Not gonna check her. Oh, look at that little cat. A dire wooden woman is standing in front of the fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant, though they did not draw that into her model, clearly. She turns her head slightly.
Hail, traveler.
Well, finally, I was starting to think. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. Can I help you? I just arrived in Gilded Vale. I thought I'd get to know the locals. Were you with one of those caravans? She looks up at you hopefully. Master Odema's by chance? Oh. I was, yes. I'm afraid the rest of the caravan was killed. I'm going to check with Odema first. Well, no more than most here, I'd say. He doesn't usually come this way, but they say he's a reliable old fellow. Wait, why did you say new? I'm sorry, but the caravan was attacked. I was the only one to survive. Her eyes are wide with horror. For a few moments she can manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I knew. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Caliska was always so certain she could take on any danger. Oh, Alfra is her sister. Oh. Oh, dear. If only I hadn't called her here. If only I hadn't written to her. She might still be alive somewhere. Caliska mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide you some assistance. She looks at me with surprise, dabbling her nose with her sleeve. That's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I could oppose this on you. It's not a small favor. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Caliska as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. It's happened to so many mothers, and Lord Raedric, he's exiling all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavor. With my Highthort gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home too. I hoped Caliska could help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child being born hollowborn. But she moved south to Agslong's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. I can't make it as I am. But I don't have anyone else now, with Caliska gone. Please, can you help me? So if I had gold-packed knights, I could do something, and if I had kind wayfarers, I could do something. I'll find Ranga for you. Yeah, this is important stuff. You will? Oh, God bless you. Here, I'll give you the coin to pay her with. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashions out of. Well, I'm not sure, but it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry back. I've earned reputation. Reputation can be held with communities or factions in the Eastern Reach, and will affect how members of that group respond to you. Oh, that's right. Enslog's Compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. Thank you, truly. You'll be saving both of us. Okay. Instead of picking up more party members, I'm picking up more duties and the reasons to go out into really dangerous places. Oh, and this is all the hollowing of Direwood. Okay, I get it. I get it now. Whispers and Visions. A Mother's Plea. Has anyone in here... I know Holy hasn't. Has anyone else in here played this game? I'm just trying to figure out if I'm missing picking up other party members. I want to be going around and doing things, but I don't feel safe doing it with just 2 people. And right now I'm just trying to see what kind of time I have left for streaming. Two hours ago I said 45 minutes. Can't remember. Do I have this? I have another 45 minutes. Okay, great. Let's go into the Black Hound Inn. I haven't done that yet. Not pause. And I told her that's not the pistol. Funny. Folks like you might do better in Defiance Bay. And then she says the same thing. The tombstone icon indicates a memorial. Dang! And hey, I got another 20 experience points just for this. Let's look at the see and do character. Oh, I haven't ever looked at this screen, I don't think. Yeah, I have. But I didn't really, like, look at it. There's my talents, my abilities. Oh, I forgot about Gaun's Pledge. That would have given me more endurance during the fight. Second wind, Soul Whip. Passive, whenever the focus is below maximum, causes the Cypher's weapon to generate a field of parasitic energy that lashes out the target, increasing damage inflicted and generating focus for the Cypher. Okay. That confirms what I've been thinking. Defiant Resolve. Passive. Plus 10 deflection for 10 seconds when targeted by a will attack. I don't even remember getting that. That's okay. Active effects. I have a damage reduction from... I don't know what from. Interrupt determines how likely a damaging attack is to delay their opponent's current or next action. The roll uses an interrupt value from the attacker, derived from perception, that is then compared to the target's concentration. If the result is higher than the concentration, the target plays a hit reaction and their current action is delayed. The duration of the delay is determined by the interrupt strength listed on the weapon or attack. Okay. I have 6 damage reduction going on, 4 in corrode. Okay. Alright. So I have a weapon that does slash and pierce, is what this is telling me. Because I have a sword. Which is 11 to 16, but it gets plus 19, plus 9% from might. Yep, alright. You might have failed, you might have been gone when I died again exploring those depths. So right now I'm just trying to do other things. I'm hoping to find more party members. I'm really trying to find more party members so I can do some things. Oh, and there's my experience counter. But I picked up a couple things. Remember Kaliska? Whatever the adventure, the fighter woman who was with us? Her sister is in here. And she's pregnant. Which is why she wrote to her sister. Because all the babies in this town have been born without a soul. And she supposedly there's some midwife that can do something about it. But her husband is dead or gone or whatever. So she can't go get to the midwife on her own or at all, really. So she was going to send her sister after him, after the midwife, but now she's dead. So I said I would go do it. So Shonite reputations diplomatic 1. Party reputations in Gilded Vale is neutral. Personal? Times knocked out 0 because I haven't kept any of those in my save. The floorboards are sticky with spills that no one has bothered to clean. Also, I've gotten involved in the town's problems with a shortage of grain, which is because of the blight. So not as much as being produced by the farmers, of course.
Gods keep you.
So we'd like a drink or a room. We have 2 available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much by the way of a good meal today, unless you're fond of cold porridge. Ah, here. I could use some reliable help. Do you know anyone looking for work? Oh, well, I wouldn't say I can speak from experience, but we do have a certain sorts come looking for work from time to time. If you want to hire someone on, I'd be happy to send them your way. Let's see what I have to work with. So I would just be able to recruit a level 1 adventurer. Party management screen, you can see what your allies are up to when they aren't in your party. If you've assigned them to adventurers, oh, that's right, because you can send out your adventurers to do other things. Help with the repopulation, yeah. Recalling a companion from an adventure from a mission before it's completed will forfeit all the potential rewards for that assignment. Yeah, so I guess you can send people out. So I can't recruit adventurers because I don't have the money for it. I don't want to retrain a character. So I can rent a room. But I'm not ready to do that yet. Spoons hang by the fire, coated in brownish gunk. Blech. Let's go to the big room. The big room. What? No one's attacked me just outright? Villager. Nice and dry in here. This group. Is this group villagers? No. Oh, here's Swainer. So let's not talk to him yet, and let's save before we do. Villagers. Drunkard. Wait, what's this? Why do I need to look at the table? Wow, there's some stuff there. Does that not belong to anybody? Anyone seen Pearly around? He's usually drinking his head off this hour of the day. Alright. Save game. Look at all these autosaves, my goodness. I'm just doing that. It doesn't have the stealing sign on it, but I just want to make sure. Alright. Oh, even more people over here. These 2 people look interesting. Let's see what these visions are. Selnya Vertivo. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to one side, considering. She begins to repack, one item after the other, careful deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Each item has a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it out once more, one hand held to her mouth. Tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything in she can into the satchel, grabbing it and running out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she can't see him for the ocean ahead of her. She wanders the dock, offering her services as a doctor to anyone who will listen, anyone heading out on the high tide. Less than an hour later, She watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of an island, and tries not to jump. Some of these stories, man. Strom Brightblade. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does, and then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and he takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking toward the boys, talking about proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near the practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Loosening the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There is a sudden explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boys laugh, turning to joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with a knocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he looses his last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind its shoulder, piercing heart and lungs and dropping it dead immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds and then slowly turn to the young man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quiet sigh of relief. I could go upstairs, but I'm not going to. Let's talk to the guy who's making trouble with the grain.
Hail, traveler.
Don't know who you are and don't care. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. Oh, Aloth talks. Careful. Looks like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. Smells like it, too. I saw you outside of the mill. What was that about? Well, someone fancies themselves a meddler, eh? What's that about? It's about Trumbull thinking he's king of the town, on account he's got a mill to his name. It's about him barely giving us anything for the wheat we bring him, and then cutting our purses when we try to buy grain, or need to buy grain. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastards get rich off their crops. That's what it's about. Now shove off. I'm not going to buy them around. That's not happening. I barely have any money. What are you doing in here then? I don't think the game intends that the same way I'm thinking. I'm thinking, well, go do some work, because obviously you need to make some money. And stop spending it in here. Actually, maybe the game does mean it that way. What are you doing in here then? What's it look like? Drink until I forget how much I want to put a pitchfork through Trumbull's face. Yeah, that didn't go anywhere. Trumbull says you've been threatening his family. Oh, I bet he has. All nobility, that in Trumbull. 2 big, strong kids. Pure soul and olive gilded veil. Coward sending out messengers to handle his business. Well, you can go and tell him we haven't had a solid meal in days on account of him, and we can't afford a good drink on account of him, but we won't be bullied by some foreigner on account of him. Oh, jeez. I don't have anywhere near the stats for this. I want to buy around. I barely have any freaking money. I'm not just going to attack him just outright. I'd prefer to be attacked. What if I buy around, then will you talk to me? Alright. So now I have to buy them alcohol.
Good day to you.
I'd like to buy a round for the fine fellows over there. Fine fellows? You're having me on. Any more fighting and I'll have to ban Swiner from the inn entirely. Until then, it's 6 coppers apiece. 6 copper pieces for the lot. Okay, that's not too much. Oh, look, a resolve thing I can do. Please, if I can just get them talking, I might be able to convince them to stop harassing the miller. She studies you warily for a moment and sighs. Well, that's all right then. Here, 3 drinks for the 3 fools. You get them off Trumbull's back, and maybe he'll be a little less stingy with his supplies. Woot!
How do you do?
I've brought the drinks. Hey, so you have. By the flame, I never thought I'd be so happy for a mug of the Black Hound's beer. Bad beer. Bad beer. Yeah, beer bad. That's good. All right, then. You've got my attention. What is it you've got to say that's worth a round of drinks? I could just ask him to tell me more about what's going on. Maybe you could tell me about more what's going on. It's like I said, the miller's in charge of the grain prices. He says they're fair, but I know for a fact that folks like Ulfra pay half what we do. And maybe we've been a bit rough with him, but what are we supposed to do? We can't keep paying. We're going to starve, and do you think Trumbull's going to be sorry about it when we do? Okay, now I'm going to do the first one. Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against a wall. Maybe you could ask some of the other villagers for help. He eyes me for a few long moments, and he sighs. You're right. Things go on like they are. We're just going to end up hanging from that tree out there. Tell Trumbull we'll leave him be. Yay! Peaceful resolution. Don't know what we'll do now with the crops failing. Haven't got another trade to speak of. Think Pasca needs a hand around the inn? I don't know, she might, dude. Report to Trumbull. That I will. Pillars of Eternity was made possible through the contributions of more than 77,000 fans, like me. Alrighty. To the windmill. I knew that. Alright. Oops. I left it on. Boom. Go! All attacks are resisted by one of the 4 defenses. Yes.
Welcome.
Any luck? Yep. I spoke to him. I convinced him to leave your family in peace. What? Really? That's great news. Wasn't sure you'd get through to him. They're out of their minds with drink half the time. 302 experience. Total quest experience, 396. I owe you a great debt. Here, he pulls a coin purse from his hip. Today's earnings to show my appreciation, and you can be sure I'll let everyone know what you've done for me. I'm not taking this. Glad to help. Now we stand a chance of getting through the year. All thanks to you. Safe travels. I now have 20 additional copper, which is next to nothing, but that's okay. I'm trying to remember what other game I played where the heavier armor just delayed your time of refresh for your abilities, because that was the way they basically handled the classic idea of mages not wearing armor. They didn't flat out restrict them or make it like strength required or something like that. Well, I think they had strength do something with the, like how over encumbered you were, which is based on strength, was what delayed your recharge time for abilities. I'm trying to remember what game that was. Alright, well... Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to just go out. I don't think I'm gonna find anybody. Maybe I should go back to Valewood and do some adventuring there. Oh gosh. Yeah, that might be what I have to do. Poop. Poop! I'm just nervous about this. Run, dudes, run. Okay, so I have seen just this spot of the map. Let's go this way a little bit. I know there are
I'll see
potential
what I can find.
bad guys around, so I'm going to try to go a little carefully. Pick up the river reed. I mean, two mages, two basic, like, I mean, I'm not a real strong fighter. I mean, I'm not a complete mage, but... The grass is still flattened behind the wagon's wheels. Barrels of cabbages, potatoes, and squash have been overturned and abandoned. I forget that I can just read it down there. Sorry. Young wolf. Okay. We're probably going to get detected, but we're going to try to not to be... Yep. Nope. We got detected. Alright. Looks like the wolf's not doing a very good job. I'm sorry, wolf. Really, I am. Shouldn't have attacked me. Alright. No, go back to sneaking, guys. Go back to sneaking. Alright, here's a little bit of stuff. Settler's Arrow. I kind of like the name of that. What's this say? Shattered pieces of a crate are strewn across the dirt, along with a few muddy vegetables. Did I already know that guy was dead? I think I've seen him before, but I don't remember. Apparently I did, because I can't loot him. I don't remember what I did. This isn't a very large area. Bear Cave. Experience 50 experience. I think it would be stupid to attack a bear. I think that would be dumb. Alright, let's save it right here. Man, this is a lot of... Let's do it! NPCs with gold plates were designed by our backers. Yeah, I didn't back it to that degree. I just backed it enough to own it. Enemy spotted. Bear. Can we stay out of his range? Can we... Oh, nope. He spotted us. Alright, then we need to start this fight off strongly. Actually, let's not do that. Let's change my attack. Grimoire Slam. For him and for me, let's Ice Strike. Oh, no, that's right. That's also an area attack. So let's just attack. Alright. Just... Guys, just attack him. Oh. Alright. Oh dear. Oh dear. He knocked the snot out of him. Oh jeez. Oh, I can't do anything but target him. I can't, Dude, come on, you need to get up there.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. That bear critted for 47. Crit for 47 slash damage. Let's see. 77 minus defense of 16. Gets to 61. His roll was 46. Plus 61 is 107, which is a crit. 56.4 minus a DR of... So he did 56 base damage. And then had 9 damage reduction. I grazed him for 9 with the Grimoire attack. That's just awesome. Oh! He got knocked out. Oh, what happened here? Wrenched knee. -2 movement speed. Oh, what game did effects from that too? Oh, Dragon Age Origins. That was the one. It always gave you status effects whenever you got knocked out in combat, but you just get back up as long as the combat was, you know, resolved successfully. It still gave you penalties that you had to work off. You know, the truth is, the mage shouldn't have been the one up front. I mean, let's be serious here. Alright, I need to do something here. Oh, Oh, there goes half of my... Oh, jeez.
Let's go.
Come on. Alright, you've got enough now to do something. Let's blind him. Hopefully I don't blind myself. Don't! Oh! Okay, so clearly... clearly, that cave is a little bit outside of my range with a couple of freaking mages in my party.